A very good morning, students. Welcome back to RV online classes. Today I'm handling your fourth standard social studies and your ninth chapter, that is Soils of India. So we have started your chapter from the 3 days. So we have already finished the types of the soil and where you can find those types of soil and what are the colors of that soil and why they call that we are discussed in your previous chapter, previous session. In this session, we are going to discuss how to conserve the renewable resource soil. So conservation, soil erosion and conservation. So yesterday, while explaining this laterite soil as well as the left black soil, alluvial soil, and comes to desert soil and the mountain soils. So in the mountain soil, I told you people will who present in this mountain or slopey areas, they follow the terrace farming. So terrace farming, so it seems like on the slopes they divide it into various crops and they start making agriculture there by dividing and each and every slope. So in the different slope they make different kind of crops to grow there. So there is a picture which has given for you as a do it yourself. You have to answer for that. So there is a picture here. So that is terrace gardening, sorry, the terrace farming. So this is a picture of terrace farm. Find out more how where it is practiced in India. So they are telling that it is a picture of a terrace farm. So you have to find out about and how and where you can find these kind of terrace farming they are asking here. So I hope you remember we have started with the black soil. So black soil is how it is formed. So it is a solidified lava. The lava molten rock which is present inside of the volcano, which is hot, no? So when the volcano bursts outside, what happens? So this molten rock or the lava, it comes outside of that volcano and falls on the floor. So when it falls on the land, so it was in the liquid, so it was in a liquid form. So when there will be a change in the weather and there will be contact with the water with those molten rock, what happens? That the liquid form will be converted into solid form. Then it is formed as a black soil. So this black soil is contained of a clay. It contains 90% clay in it. This clay helps to hold the moisture in the water. Hence, so many crops can be easily grown there. What are the crops we have studied yesterday? No, the millet, maize, sugarcane, cotton, that everything there it can be grown very easily. And in some states of India, you can find that black soil. So what are those? So those are Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and some of the northwestern part of India and also Deccan Plateau. You can find this black soil. Even the tobacco, oil seeds, wheat also grown here. So next one we have discussed, that is red soil. The red soil, the color red has been came to that red soil because of the oxygen and the compound, the oxygen compound as well as iron compound present in it, that is called iron oxide. Together both iron and oxygen is formed the red color in that soil, hence it is red in color. So due to that compound, this soil appears to be red, and then this is also very much helpful for growing so many types of crops. But according to the black soil, red soil is non-fertile. Black soil is very much fertile, whereas this red soil is non-fertile. So the organic fertilizers or the chemical fertilizer should be used on this kind of soils to get a good crops. So here, so they can, as they are not fertile, some of the things can be grown here like millets, rice, pulses, and certain kinds of fruits also can be grown here. So you can find these kind of red soil in some of the states like Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, as well as Tamil Nadu. And also I have told you about the laterite soil. So these kind of laterite soil, where you can find them? So you can find them in our state. So Karnataka has a laterite kind of soil. So not whole Karnataka have the laterite kind of soil. Some parts of Karnataka included with this laterite kind of soil. So this laterite kind means what happens when there will be a rainfall. There will be more rainfall means all the minerals which are present in the soil they get washed away. So the process where the minerals are getting washed away by the water is called as leaching. Leaching is a process where the minerals or the good things which are present in the soil are getting washed away with the help of the weather condition like a rainfall, flood. So in that case, what happens? The soil remains non-fertile. So all the minerals are already washing away. Then there will be nothing remaining there. So hence there will be necessary to add the fertilizer like organic it may be or chemical, then only they can grow the crops there. Hence the farmers usually grow here like coffee, coconut, rubber, these kind of crops here, that too with the help of fertilizers only they will grow there. So in some parts of Bihar, Odisha, Maharashtra, Karnataka, West Bengal, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Meghalaya, and Telangana. So in these states, you can find this laterite kind of soil. So and then we have also discussed about the desert soil. I hope you remember. So desert soil you can easily find in the desert area. So where you can find the desert? Yes, it is in the state Rajasthan. While explaining western deserts, I have told you can find there the desert soil. So this desert soil contain of a sand. 90% of sand will be present in this soil because there is no rainfall and there will be less rainfall in this desert area. Hence, obviously, the soil is non-fertile. If there is a no water, means how it can be fertile? No, it's not at all fertile. There is a sand. Nothing can be grown here. But near some of the watery areas or some of the land which are present near the small water areas or the water sources, there people can grow by irrigation or by using the fertilization. So they can grow some of the crops like wheat, barley, millets, pulses, cotton. So these kind of things can be grown here, and easily grown plant here, that is date palm. You can see here in this desert area they will easily grow this date palm because that is, so this desert has a good weather condition to grow that kind of fruits, date palm. Since it can be grown very easily. So near the Rajasthan and its surrounding areas, you can see this desert kind of soil. Then comes mountain soil. So this mountain soil is present in mountain or hilly areas. So here humus is present in this soil. Humus in the sense animal or a plant waste, plant discharge or animal discharge is mixed up with this kind of soil. So usually that will be black or brown in color because of the mixture of those animal or a plant discharge. So by mixing this kind of animal matters, what happens? The land will be fertile, but that is a hilly area. That's not like the normal tablecloth, sorry, the table land or the plains. It is not like that. It is having slopes in the mountain areas. Hence, there will be practice of this terrace farming. They divide these slopes into so many divisions and they start growing the good crops which are suitable for that weather condition. This kind of farming is called as terrace farming. They usually grow here some of the coffee, maize, barley, and fruits can also be grown here, and spices also they will grow here. So usually you can see this kind of soil in hilly areas only. Those are Uttarakhand, Jammu and Kashmir, as well as Himachal Pradesh. So these all about your types of soil and where you can find them. So we have just recalled them. So today we are going to discuss how we can conserve them and how the soil is getting polluted. So the soil pollution is called as soil erosion. Even it is a renewable resource. All the renewable resources are getting polluted. So like that only soil is also a renewable resource. It is getting polluted. So soil erosion is a gradual destruction and the removal of a rock or a soil in a particular area by rivers, the sea, weather, or due to the human activities. So this soil erosion or the soil pollution is causing because of the heavy rainfall or by the overflowing of rivers or seas. What happens when there will be a overflowing of rivers or seas? What happens? the good soil or a mineral content soil, what happens? It wash away with that water. Then there will be plain soil will be remaining there, which will be used for nothing. So these kind of things are happening that will be leading to the soil erosion. Then because of the weather and the human activities like using chemical fertilizers, and people will cut the trees. If there will be no tree, means how this good soil will stay there. If there is a trees, means what happens? Those trees, they hold up the soil. They hold up the soil with their roots, then only the good soil or mineral fill or the fertile soil will be remaining there. If there will be no trees and the people are mixing the chemical fertilizers in the soil, means what happens? The soil is getting polluted, then it will cause the soil erosion. Then the natural occurrence like heavy rainfall, excessive flooding, and the strong winds follow the top layer of the soil causing soil erosion. The major natural things which are leading to the soil erosion are heavy rainfall. First thing is heavy rainfall. Then comes excessive flooding. Excessive flooding. Then strong winds. Strong winds. So all these three factors will affect the soil erosion. They are the major causes of soil erosion. So what happens when there will be a heavy rainfall and there will be excessive flood and the strong wind, means the topmost layer of the soil is getting washed away. The topmost layer only contain the most fertile or a mineral full soil. It is only getting washed away with the help of these all things. So they are leading to the soil erosion. So some human activities like deforestation and land pollution also cause soil erosion. So see here some of the factors which humans are affecting this soil. What people are doing, they are cutting down the forest to build their houses. So for building those big buildings, complexes, what people are doing, so they are cutting all the forest, they are clearing those trees. So if there will be no trees, means how the good land will be there and how the mineral full soil will be there. It will be not there. It will be getting washed away. Those human activities are also affecting and they are leading to the soil erosion. Also, what happens? People are digging the earth and they are dumping the garbage inside the soil. So by dumping this garbage also, it can lead to the soil erosion. Not only using chemical fertilizers, even throwing the garbage is the bad one to the soil. So what we should do? So we should throw that garbage very usefully. So if there is a bad garbages like a plastic, and they should be recycled. Only the wet garbage things, it's like a fruit waste, that all should be converted into compost, which will be useful for soil. So all these human activities which are leading to the soil erosion, so that will be much more harmful for our nature. Then the roots of the plant can hold the soil together. When trees are cut down, the soil becomes loose and washes away. I told you previously, yes, what happens if there will be a tree, means the soil will be firm. Then only the good soil will be standing there. If the tree has been cut down, the plants have been removed from that soil, what happens? The soil has been loosened. What happens? The firm soil will be loosened and can be easily washed away. Hence, the trees are very important things. Even they gives us so many natural things to us, but it also helps us by holding the soil. And as a result, the land becomes less fertile and unsuitable for growing the crops. So when it becomes unfertile and which is not suitable for growing the crops, then what happens? We may not get the food. If there is a no fertile land where you can grow the crops, we can't grow the crops. So if you want to grow the crops, means what we should do? We should plant the trees. So when there will be forest, then only we can get the fertile land and we can grow the crops which are necessary to our day-to-day life. So there are few ways through which we can conserve this soil. So let us see what are those ways. conservation of soil. So these are the some of the ways which are helpful for conserving the soil. The first one, plant more. First one is plant more trees instead of cutting. Instead of cutting them down, instead of cutting them down, and as this leads to deforestation. Second one, reduce land. Second one is reduce land pollution by not dumping waste, in open. Then third one, chemical fertilizers should be avoided. So that is because they decrease the soil fertility. So what happens if we use the soil, the chemical fertilizers, what happens? They get mixed up with the good soil and they make the soil non-fertile. Then the fourth one, natural and organic fertilizers. Like manure and compost should be used. Like manure and compost should be used. Then only we can conserve the soil. The first way which we can conserve the soil, that is plant more trees instead of cutting down, because it leads to the deforestation. What we should do? We should cut the less trees. And we should plant more trees. So when we plant the more trees, what happens? It forms a forest. So if we cut more trees, we do not, planting the trees means it will lead to deforestation. Then you can't see forest nowhere, and there will be no wood for us, and no fruits will be there. And the things which we are getting from the forest or trees, that will be not available to us if we start cutting and if we making the deforestation. So then reduce the land pollution by not dumping the waste in the open. In the open place, we should not dump the garbage. It should be recycled, or it should be made into the compost or a manure. So by not throwing open waste, we can also conserve the soil. Then chemical fertilizers should be avoided. So we should use some organic fertilizers. Even though how much necessary is there also means we should avoid those chemical fertilizers. At the beginning, chemical fertilizers will be good for growing the crops. What happens day by day? It removes all the fertile land. Then there will be a non-fertile land where even a single grass can't be grown. So that should not happen, no. So we should use some of the organic or the natural fertilizers like the manure as well as compost. Compost is made with the wet waste that has thrown by us, and manure means those are the matter of animals and the plants. These are the ways where you can conserve the soil. So this is all about your 9th chapter, students. So let us move with the fill in the blanks. Okay. Fill in the blanks with the correct answers. Fill in the blanks with the correct answers. With the correct answers. The first one, dash can prevent, dash can prevent soil erosion. Dash can prevent soil erosion. Option A, rocks. Option B, trees. Option C, earthworms. Option C, earthworms. So which is the right answer, students? Which can prevent the soil erosion? Yes, trees can prevent the soil erosion. B1 is the right option. Then the second one, the northern plains. Second one, the northern plains are rich in dash soil. So northern plains are rich in which kind of soil? They are asking. Option A, laterite. Option B, alluvial. Option B is alluvial. Option C, mountain. Option C is mountain. So which is the right answer? So in the northern plains you can observe alluvial kind of soil. So then the third one, spices grow well in dash soil. Where the spices can be grown, they are asking. Option A, alluvial. Option B, mountain. Option C, desert. Option C is desert. So mountain soil is suitable for growing the spices. B1 is the correct option. And the fourth one, dash prevents the soil, dash prevent the soil from becoming infertile, from becoming infertile. So what helps in soil from becoming infertile? They are asking. Option A is crop rotation. Crop rotation. Option B, crop farming. Crop farming. Then option C, deforestation. Deforestation. So crop rotation prevents the soil becoming infertile. If there is a crop rotation will be there in a particular kind of soil, means what happens? There will be fertile land present in that kind of soil. Then the fifth one, mountain soil is Mountain soil is rich in dash. First one, clay. Option B, lava. Option C is humus. So humus is the right answer. Mountain contains humus in them. Humus in the sense the black or a brown discharge from animals as well as plants. So this is all about your 9th chapter, students. I hope you understood. And there is a map work given here. So on an outline of a map India, mark the areas with a fertile alluvial soil and the black soil. It is there in your textbook, and your page number 62. There is a picture of the Indian map which is showing about this alluvial soil as well as black soil. So draw one picture of India map. On that map, you can outline those black soil as well as alluvial soil present in which areas. As usual, there is a think column. Look at the picture and answer the question. So look at this picture and answer the question. So it is in your page number 68. So what type of soil it is, where it is found in India, how crops can be grown here. There is a silt kind of soil is present here. They are asking which kind of soil it is and where you can find this in India and what are the crops can be grown in these kind of soil. They are asking, you have to answer for them. By taking help of your parents, you can answer for them. Then comes life skills and the values column. Deforestation should not be practiced, yet it is done in many areas. So why do you think people still cut down the trees? So the first question is, deforestation is bad for the earth. By knowing this trees, so why you think that they are cutting the trees? So what you are thinking why they are cutting the trees, you have to answer for it. So while answering this, you should make a list of things that are made from the trees and suggest the other sources we can replace the wood. So you have to mention some of the things which are made with the trees by cutting the trees or by using the wood, and you have to mention the replaceable item. So wood can be used for many purposes. So it can be also replaced by different items. So you have to mention them. So other resources which will help for the conservation of the wood they are asking. And there is an enjoy column. So you should do this enjoy column in all your lessons. Then soil is made up of clay. So see here, the soil is made up of clay, silt as well as sand. So all of this percentage will be included in one kind of soil. So it is also humus and remains of dead plants and animals. So take some topsoil, clay, sand and silt. What you should do? You should take some topsoil and you should also take some of the clay and sand as well as silt. This everything you have to take down. Then you should feel the texture by touching at them. You should feel the texture, how it is sandy or it is sticky, what kind of texture you are getting from those kind of soils, clay, sand and the silt. You should mention it, the texture you should mention it, and you should compare the sizes of those particles. The particles which are present in that soil, you should compare them and you should fill that soil in the table. You should add that soil in one particular table, maybe table or a floor. You should separate them and you should absorb it. So practice clay, silt, sand, humus. There is a column like this. See here. So in that you have to mention what is the size of those four things and what is the texture of those four things. You have to answer them. I hope you'll do it, students. I hope you understood today's class. So in your next class, I'm going to start your 10th chapter, that is forest and wildlife of India. How many forests are there and what is the use of the forest and the wildlife which are getting extinct and which are the wildlife which are present in our India. We are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you, students.